Hmm. Well. What have we got here? Hey guys, sorry if it's been a while since I've updated or uploaded any videos. Um, since coming back from the summer, I've been tied down with uni, work, and other things going on in my life, so I haven't had time to really think about YouTube. Hopefully I'm back now. I've got a couple of videos in the works. They just need thumbnails, editing, etc. I've got something I'm planning coming up that I think you will be excited for. But if you're new here, welcome. I'm not normally this bad at uploading. I try not to be. But before we get into today's video, I just want to say YouTube's been more of a hobby than a job. I never make money out of it. I never have made any money out of it. I don't think I ever will. So when I get busy, it kind of fades into the back of my mind. But let's not worry about that for right now. Let's focus on today's video because this is something I've never ever done in my life before. This is something totally new and I have opinions about this as someone who grew up in the indie game kind of era of the internet and someone who very much loves their indie games. This one didn't come as much as a shock, kind of knew, kind of predicted this, and I'll tell you all why. So, hopefully you should all be pretty aware of a game called Yandev Simulator, and its creator. Now, I'm not going to delve too deep into what the creator has done in the past, nor what they have been cancelled for now. If you want to go look at that, then there is videos all over the internet, evidence all over Google, and I think he kind of explains what he does anyway in his little thing that we're going to look at in his response, as it much were. I don't even know what to tell you. Luckily for me, I have never given money to this game. I've never played this game. I've only watched other people play it. The only way I have engaged within this community is by cosplaying the main character, the Yandere, Aona. But this game has been in development for 10 years now, and we've still not got a full game. We've got loads of mods. We've but we've got. It's never been a game I wanted to play because of that reason. It's a good game. I love it when people play it, but it kind of gets boring. But we're not going to get too much into that. Now, the reason he's been cancelled, I think it's for the same reason he was cancelled last time. He's been a bit of a child predator. I'm not going to provide screenshots, but you can find them easily by looking at someone else's video. But we are going to react, or look anyway, at his little, what do you even call it? What do you even call it? A response? Apology? I don't even think if it's an apology. We shall see how many times he says sorry in it, shall we? But yeah, basically this man, he's been done for something before like this in the past. He's definitely not learned his lesson. He's been scamming people for over 10 years now, saying, oh, I'm going to get a game out, but yet he's just stealing your money and using it for God knows what. And now he's been caught out, and now shit's hit the fan, and he's in big trouble. So, I'm kind of excited to look at this. I haven't given it more than a little, skim and scam, so this should be fun. This was actually on the Yandere Simulator website. And it's labeled I'm sorry. So he said sorry once so far already. Just before we go over this, the whole reason I kind of knew this was going to happen was because in Yandere Simulator, there is a task where you get to take pictures of people's underwear, which is weird anyway to add in the game, even for Yandere Simulator. And also, there's a whole part of the game where you get to pick what panties you wear. It just seems insignificant, and I always had my thoughts about that. But for right now, let's just read this and see what's been happening. So, hi. You've probably heard some really concerning stuff over the last few days. You might have seen a video that has left you feeling worried, disappointed, and wondering what I have to say for myself. There's a part of me that wants to say, no, you don't understand. The video was edited in an extremely dishonest and misleading way. Blah, blah, blah. But no, I'm not going to focus on that. I myself have not seen the video he's referring to here. I have no idea what the fuck he's on about, I'm going to be honest. But anyway, let's carry on. There's a part of me that wants to do exactly what I usually do and type out a massive essay where I over-explain absolutely every single detail about the entire situation, provide context to absolutely everything, go point by point down the list of every possible fact that could make the situation easy to understand. That's what he should be doing. But the next paragraph literally says, but no, I'm not going to do that. It kind of like, Colleen Ballinger, that whole thing with her. I was going to do a video on that. I decided against it. But it's like, she said kind of the same thing. She was like, well, I could admit that I did it, but I'm not going to because I don't think I did it. She did. I think she did. This isn't a blog post about how, actually, you see, I didn't really do anything all that bad if you consider all the facts. I'm just going to take accountability and own up to a really, really huge fucking mistake that I've made. So I'm glad he's just said I'm going to take accountability instead of trying to justify his actions. But at the same time, I also want him to over-explain absolutely every single detail about the entire situation because that's what you really should do if you want to fight a case. But he is just taking accountability. I think he's kind of given up. I think he knows he fucked up. This doesn't mean I support him, by the way. We are going to read the comments, by the way. I've heard some really interesting things about the comments in this blog. A few months back, a fan of the game DM'd me and wanted to chat. I normally just turn fans away and tell them I'm busy, but in this case, the fan seemed really funny and interesting, so I agreed to talk. After around 2 months, I agreed to do a voice chat with her. Right off the bat, she let me know that she was 16. So right off the bat, he knew she was 16, a minor. And so I was like, yeah, let's talk, let's chat. It'll be fucking cool, yeah? At the time, yeah, he just said at the time, I didn't even perceive this as a problem. What do I care what our age is? Oh, you should always care how old your fans are. This is why I try not to talk to you guys. I know some of you follow me on socials and talk to me a lot, but I kind of just ignore you or don't feel like talking back because at the end of the day, I am a 20-year-old, nearly 21, and you lot are all about 13, 14, 15. And it's like, you're really nice guys, but I really don't want to talk to you. It's nothing against you. I love you all, but it's just weird. And I don't want a situation like this to happen. Not like it will happen, but it's the same with Colleen Ballinger. It all started with just her talking to minors. And as a 20-year-old, I'm still pretty young. I'm pretty immature. I think I'm underdeveloped, really. But, and yeah, I have some friends that are like underage. Not very underage, but like underage. They're more like, he's more like my brother to me anyway. But it's like, with fans, I don't know you, you don't know me. I'd rather not talk to you guys anyway. But yeah, he should have thought about that. She's just a funny fan of the game who wants to talk to me. This is no big deal. I rationalised to myself that it was fine. This was massive mistake number one. More to follow. Ugh. More to follow. We talked for a while and eventually I started to feel really comfortable speaking to her. I started talking to her the same way I would speak to any of my other friends, like she was one of the guys. I made the same type of vulgar jokes that I make when voice chatting with my other friends. This was an absolutely unacceptable mistake. No grown-up should ever use adult language or make adult jokes in the presence of a minor. Just because I felt really comfortable speaking to her, that doesn't make it okay. That's no excuse, not in the slightest. Occasionally, she would say something flirty towards me. Most of the time, I would shut that down immediately and refuse to reciprocate. However, there were times where I didn't shut it down and let her talk to me that way without stopping her. I mean, it's still not okay to talk to minors, but when they start flirting with you and you're speaking to them in such a grotesque way, you're pushing yourself under the bus. And you should have shut her down every time. In fact, you shouldn't even be talking to her, but Obviously, it goes without saying that this was absolutely not fucking okay. I'm glad you established that. This was the point in time when I should have instantly disengaged and ended all contact with her. In any interaction between an adult and a minor, it is the adult's responsibility to put an immediate stop to any inappropriate behaviour. There is absolutely no excuse for tolerating this as if it was okay. I didn't want to be a buzzkill, or I didn't want to ruin the vibes, or we were just having a light-hearted, joking conversation. It didn't really feel like anything wrong was happening, are not acceptable excuses in the slightest. And I'm glad he has established this. I feel like he has done this before. He's saying all the right things. Which makes me think he's been in this kind of situation before. At some point, she started recording our conversation so that she could share my jokes with her friends. However, one of her friends interpreted my remarks as showing sexual interest in her. They convinced her that I was trying to groom her and that she should release all of her recordings to expose me. Her friend pressured into providing the recordings to a drama YouTuber who began producing a video about the situation. A preview of the video revealed that the intention of the video would be to characterize me as a predator/groomer by presenting clips of the conversation that sounded sexual. Obviously, it doesn't matter how the recordings were made public because the entire situation never should have been allowed to happen in the first place. I am just explaining why such a video even exists. So, like I said, I don't know what this video is. Would love to actually see it, but I'm not gonna try and sort it out. After this, I'm kind of done. Unless there's anything else that comes out about him, I'm kind of done. I'm also not gonna, like I said, I was never really in the Yandev simulator fandom anyway, and I'm not gonna go away from the fandom. I'm still gonna be there, but I was never a massive. I never played the game. I never gave money. I just cosplayed Iona because I really liked her character and I really liked the design. And I actually looked really good in her cosplay. I really suited her. Um, but this does not mean that I'm gonna, you know, I'm still not gonna spend money on the game. I'm still not gonna actively be looking and actively be like, oh my god, it's updated. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna stay silent like I always am in the fandom. The fandom's kind of toxic anyway, without Yandere Dev being, a creep. Um, I'm just gonna watch from the sidelines and do my own thing. Watching the recordings of the way I interacted with her has been mortifying for me. I keep thinking, I actually did that? And you goddamn idiot. Whenever I'm reminded of something inappropriate that I said in conversation with her, I'm not going to spend a million years belaboring this point, but I want you to know that I have been kicking myself non-stop since the situation happened. I feel disgusting disappointment in myself on a level that I've never before felt in my entire life. And honest to God, you should feel that shame. You should. You should never be talking to minors. It's not acceptable. How old are you? Like 30, 40 now? You have a wife, don't you? Get a job. Fucking Discord mods. It was foolish, extremely damn foolish for me to think to myself that it was possible to rationalize an adult becoming friends with a minor because no matter what the adult's intentions are in the beginning, there are so many potential things that could go wrong involving an adult and a minor alone together that the scenario should never even be allowed to happen in the first place, not to mention the inherent power imbalance. I could write out every single reason why an adult and a minor can't have meaningful friendship, but then this blog post would be twice as long. Over the years, a lot of people have contacted me to tell me they look up to me, that they admire me, that I inspire them. Right now, I'm thinking about all the people who ever said those words to me, and I realise that my actions have completely invalidated their words. No, someone who makes this kind of mind-numbingly stupid mistakes is not admirable or inspiring. Damn, bro. And that's just the truth of the matter. It's like, as soon as you put yourself on the internet, that is it. You are, without a doubt, going to find fans who look up to you. I know some of you look up to me. I'm not the best role model. I've done things in my past, but I keep that in my past and I don't make it public. And I'm trying to move on to the future and be a better person for you guys so that I can be a better role model. And I think I'm doing that quite well. But as soon as you put your face, your voice, your actions on the internet, that is it. People will monitor you. People will look up to you. People will think, oh my God, they're such an inspiring person. But then you pull a stunt like this and you are no longer that inspiring person. You are, same with Killian Ballinger, you are just a disgusting person, and that's it on the internet. People can hurt your feelings bad, and it sucks, but that's just what happens, and this is why you've got to be careful as soon as you get on the internet, because that is it. Your life could be ruined by one mistake, by something you might say, by something you might do. Even if it has nothing to do with the internet, if someone catches you out, you're fucked. And that's just the truth. I let the fans down. I keep saying that to myself over and over. Years of trying my best to prove that I'm not the bad guy that people say I am, and then I go and screw up so badly that I've retroactively vindicted some of the hate that's been directed at me. Which you deserve, sir. It's ironic. I've always tried so hard to disprove the hateful remarks that people make about me by doing the opposite of what they expect of me. For example, if people say I'm lazy, I respond by working more hours than usual. If people say I'm greedy, I respond by turning down opportunities to make money. If people say I'm interested in minors, I respond by adding rules to my Discord server to actively discourage minors from participating. At every turn, I try my absolute best to disprove every ignorant and hateful false accusation that people make about me. And now look what I've gone and done. Instead of doing everything in my power to disprove the allegations that I'm attracted to kids, I made some remarks that sound really, really, really fucking questionable. I'm not even going to say it only sounds bad because it's out of context. If only you had the context, you'd understand that it wasn't so bad. I'm just going to own up to this one. The fact that it even happened at all is bad regardless of the context. There is no excuse. It is an outright fuck up. Pure and simple. After that video went public, some of the game's volunteers started receiving harassment and abusive messages. Several of them have already contacted me to inform me that they can no longer be associated with me or my project and want to remove their assets from the game. I get it. There's a part of me that just wants to profusely beg them to reconsider, but whatever they decide, I'm going to respect their wishes, and I'm glad that you're doing that. I'm not surprised. Even if it was out of context, one, it's still wrong to message a 16-year-old when you're like 30 or 40. And two, people don't like to be associated with people who are accused of being a groomer. So it only makes sense. And if they want their shit deleted from the game, then you just go delete it. You just go move on. Find someone who will be interested in handling you. But I'm not surprised that some of the workers have just don't want a part of it anymore. And I bet he's lost a lot of fans of the game as well. It's one thing to make a stupid mistake that results in self-humiliation. It's another thing to make a mistake that affects all of the people who associate with me. However, it's a mistake on an entirely different level to make, a mistake that involves an inappropriate interaction with a minor. At this point in time, it's difficult to determine exactly how much it's going to impact the development of Yandere Simulator. If I have to replace a huge number of assets, hundreds of voice acted lines, for example, I won't lie, that's going to be a pretty big setback. I only have myself to blame for it, though. You do. You do. And this is your own fault. For what it's worth, I'd like to make you aware of the fact that the fan I spoke to has expressed her feelings on the situation. You can find her post here. We're not going to look at it. Actually, we might. I'll think about it. I feel like it's going to take a really long time for me to forgive myself for such a stupid mistake, but as the first step, I've donated £1,000 dollars, an organisation that provides care and benefits to survivors of abuse. At least they've done that. Right. At least he's done that much. I know that it doesn't instantly wash away my bad decisions, but I hope it demonstrates that I'm willing to do whatever feels necessary to begin atoning for my mistakes. I'd like to apologise to my volunteers, to my fans, and to anyone who's ever called themselves my friend. I am truly and sincerely sorry. Actions speak louder than words, I'm going to try my hardest to grow as much as I can from this and make absolutely sure that nothing even remotely similar to this ever happens in the future. Please don't bash the fan and DM me. This is the last thing I want. That is the last thing I want throughout the years. The under different imposters. I'm impersonating me, said awful things while using my username and avatar as a result of the recent controversy. A lot of these look. Yandere Dev said something awful. Screenshots are resurfacing and being spread around. Please don't fall for the fakes. It's not me in those screenshots. Whereas that is true or not, I have no idea. Let's look at these comments because I've heard people are defending him. Yeah. is to take a break. Bro, if you want him to stop working on the game, you can easily just quit. He knows he made a mistake and feels terrible. I'm sure he's in therapy right now, but no need to write the stupid ass comment on an apology about what, you 12? Right. This is the kind of thing I was talking about. People just are just like, oh, it's fine, babe. Thank you apologising for such a situation, such a manner. Actually claiming your mistake rather than making excuses is really, really hard. It takes a lot of guts and self-awareness. It does, but it doesn't excuse the fact that he still did it and he is in the wrong. And he's written it so perfectly, said all the right things to try and get sympathy. It kind of feels like he's done it before or someone else has written it for him. It doesn't seem like something he has written. Thank you for the post. It shows that you've learned from your past mistakes and this is worth the respect. I don't think he deserves respect. I think he deserves what's coming to him. So because of this, wow, I'm such a dumb fuck. I read the Reddit post and holy shit, I feel bad for her. Life was ruined because of Ali, you exploit to push the Yandev hate campaign. Now, I haven't read it yet, but it looks like I'm going to have to. I could be missing important context, but I feel like one of the major details that many people seem to be overlooking here is the Reddit post. Unless the subject is validates that Yandev pressured in to make a statement, her word is important to consider. I think it is very important to listen to the victim. Oh, this line. I may not support you fully, but I can say that you're no longer the predator everyone's been talking about. Um, Look, someone just said they're really disappointed. For the last 8 years or so, defending you from previous allegations. He has done it before. I can understand that it was a mistake and it just got too far. I really don't know what to think that day. I hope you and both healed from this. See, this is only one victim though. He's done it to several of the victims. I have seen screenshots of it was a 12-year-old's birthday. I don't know if this is real, if this is a fake thing, but there are more allegations. And I saw a screenshot. It was this 11-year-old's 12th birthday. So he's been speaking to this girl, not as a 12-year-old, but as an 11-year-old before. And he went, wow, 12's such a big number. Have you started your period yet? Was literally the second question. She's 12. She was 11 a couple hours before. So you've been speaking to an 11-year-old for God knows how long. Let's go read this Reddit post. Let's see what the victim has to say because the victim's word is just as important. Let's see if it'll even load. Let's respect to the victim. Right. So you'll probably see a TikTok claiming that Dev groomed a minor and there's video recordings of it. I'm the minor and I like to give my side of the story. First, I'm not going to click on that. I messaged Dev because I'm a fan. He usually doesn't do voice calls, but after 2 months he finally agreed. He was so distant at first, but eventually he loosened up and started making jokes. Some of his jokes were so quotable, like on ja, so I started recording our conversation so I could make soundbar buttons of Dev's quotes. Like, oh yeah, I think I know what he means. I really wasn't trying to bait him into saying bad things, but I did ask him suspicious questions to hear weird, funny answers. Like sometimes I asked about topics like age of consent because it's an inside joke between me and my friends. If he gave a silly answer, I would share it with my friends. One friend took some of his quotes way too seriously and started saying that he sounds like a predator and we need to expose him. I have a hard time saying no, so I agreed to do what he said. I shared every recording to a YouTuber named Ali and she started making a video out of it. When Bug, the friend, started sharing clips of the videos on TikTok, I realised that he was twisting it. In the video, Ali made it seem like Dev sought me out and called me, which isn't true. I DM'd him first, and I called him, not the other way around. I decided that the whole thing was blown up in a really stupid way and told everyone involved that I didn't want them to use my illegally taken recordings to make a video anymore. Ali really wants release Ellie really wants to release the video though, so she keeps trying to manipulate me to think that I am a grooming victim. Even after I revoked my consent and told her to stop multiple times, she still has plans to release the video. Girls at school saw the TikToks and they recognised my voice, and now this stuff has spilled over into real life. Ali says she is making this video to protect victims, but if she releases the video, things will just get worse for me at school and hurt his career. I keep trying to say all of this in this subreddit, but they ban me and delete my threads when I do. It's ironic that they call this place North Korea Edit, but there's silence in me just because I'm not supporting their narrative. I do not think Devil's Groom. I did not feel traumatized by him, and I'm making this post to say that I oppose what Ali is doing, and no matter what she does to try and protect my interests, don't harm me by releasing the video. Okay. This is a lot. My opinion on the whole matter is that after reading both the victims, that I didn't even know she had a side of the story. Yeah, he didn't groom her. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he's not a child predator, and the screenshots I've seen are the fake accounts he's been talking about. I don't know. I'm putting my hands up. I have no idea. I've not bothered to look further into the thing. I just knew that he did a blog and that this stuff was going on and he was being cancelled. And I was like, I know Yandev quite a lot. I want to pop onto this. Even if he didn't do all this stuff and people are jumping on the let's hate Yandev train again, it's still wrong. She was 16. He is, God knows how old he is, but he is old enough to know. It's crazy how he thinks he could just get away with it. I mean, he didn't necessarily. If she says he hasn't done anything bad, I'm going to believe the victim in any course. Ali seems like a bitch, and Bug also seems like he had some foul play, and they're all just jumping on the hate Yandev train. I still think it's bad that he was speaking to minors. And I think for a bit he needs to get off developing this game and take some time for himself, heal, and realize that he shouldn't be talking to minors in any situation. Even if they are 16, 17, 18 is when he should talk to these people. I feel sad, disappointed actually that Yandere been dragged into this kind of drama again, but he does it to himself. And he has been accused before, so it's not hard for people to just be like, you're doing it again. You've done it again. You're doing it again. Bringing up old screenshots. People making fake stuff of him again. It's going to happen the more he keeps digging his own hole, digging his own grave. Personally, I don't really have an opinion after reading the victim's response. I just think it's still wrong. Maybe he didn't groom or be predatory-ish, but he still was talking to a minor. I'm never in the Yandere Simulator fandom, as, you know, I don't buy the game. Like I said, I've never played it in my life. I just watch other people play it. I don't think I ever will play it, not until the heat dies down and it's totally proven that he's an innocent soul. I will keep a track of the fandom from my own sidelines, like I always do. I just stay in the sidelines. I appreciate the game. I think, oh, really cool game. I love it when when I watch Markiplier replay it. And I cosplay Iona, and I really want to cosplay Osana. But for right now, the heat needs to die down before I can say I'm fully back into this fandom. I fully support him. I've never really fully supported him. The game is weird in itself, but it's an indie game, and you can't expect anything less from an indie game developer. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this whole video. I'm sorry if this video is quite long. I tried to get everything I could into this video. I tried to just get it all in. Hopefully this won't take too long to edit and upload. Because it's been so long. I need to make a thumbnail for it and everything. But tell me what you guys think. If you go watch the videos, tell me what you think. What do you believe? Who do you believe? And if you want to see me do more videos like this, again, talking about like topics like anything that I can think of. I've got a couple topics I want to talk about, but I don't know if you guys will be interested in me just talking for ages. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. We love everyone here. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all when I next see you all, which should be soon. Bye guys!